The trees have been very good. My energy is getting up here. This is the only thing I have fan art for. Like, I don't want to make more of these. This boy's ready. I feel good about that. My head feels calmer. It's less full of bees. Oh, hi. Welcome to Sewing Nerd Studios. I am Jo, and this week I'm going to show you the difference between how I tackle an indoor market versus an outdoor market, because I find it very interesting. They are almost entirely different animals. So I'm in between an outdoor market I just did, and I'm doing an indoor one tomorrow. So I gotta like resituate all of my stuff. The two most obvious bits, depending on the market, is I don't need a tent for indoors, and the specific one I'm doing tomorrow, I don't need to bring my own table. So that's like the heaviest things I could possibly carry around. I don't have to bring with me. So that is primo. Though in the defense of outdoor markets, I am often able to pull up directly next to my spot for unloading and reloading at the end of the day. So there is some added benefit to that versus indoors. I assume most places you can't put your car in the building. There's pros and cons to both. Actually, the most obvious being weather's gonna impact the day no matter what, but certainly an outdoor market is gonna be impacted more than an indoor market if the weather is inclement. I'm in New England. We can have pretty harsh winters, so there's like half the year that it's a pretty big gamble to do an outdoor market. Sometimes it works out. Like this past weekend, I could not have asked for a better day. I would love if we got like 6 months of this weather. It's dry, there's a light breeze, it's gonna hit 70 today. I did film myself setting up just to do a time lapse.
I love it.
We framed it, so hopefully you're not.
No, oh my god.
As long as you don't care.
Oh, I don't care.
I don't have to take a cameo
No,
appearance.
no, you're good. It was like high 60s, low 70s, crisp fall day. Got the crunchy leaves while you're walking around. It was nice and chilly loading in the morning. It was in like the 40s. But by the time the event was like full swing, it was nearing 70. So that is my time to shine. I love that weather so much. That's what gets me through the summer and the winter, is knowing that that weather is also going to circulate throughout the year. Side note, the foliage this year has been exceptional. The trees have been very good. Not all autumns are created equal as far as the pretty trees, but this has been really, really drawn out too, because we haven't had a super like wet and windy October. So since the second half of September through this entire month so far, it's been choice. Anyways, I'm gonna haul in some of my pack out, which I talk about it all the time, but I feel like I don't actually end up showing it to you. But it's just this red modular tower of storage boxes that I cart around because the bottom is a dolly. It's more for like mechanics and electricians and stuff to put all their tools, but I fill it with rainbow fabrics and skulls. So to each their own. It works a real treat. So I'm gonna grab the crate on top. Actually, it'll probably be interesting if I show you all of it. It's a lot to haul in, but I think it'll be fun to go through. I should go through it, because I also need to make a count and see how low I am on everything, because I'm only gonna have time to work on a batch of mini bags, if that. I know dumpling pouches are the ones I should focus on because I have the least of those, I think, but we should check out the other ones. Oh, I also wanted to make tote bags. Oh man, you know what? Let's look and see, and then I can make a decision. It is 10:15 on Friday, the 25th of October. I'm actually going to a show tonight. It's in Boston, and especially on a Friday afternoon, it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass to get down there, so we're heading down early. So I don't actually have that much time in my day, like max 5 hours. So we're gonna get done what we can. But I really need to reorganize this stuff. I'm feeling overwhelmed currently, and reorganizing stuff is a like coping mechanism for me. So I think that will actually be helpful, and I'll feel a little less frazzled because my energy is getting up here. Okay, so starting with the top compartment storage cube thing. Crate, milk crate, whatever you want to call it. I have two types of panels for my grid cubes. I mostly use these flat ones to build like a little screen almost, and then my checkout stand. So I need all of those. I also use those flat black ones for my bat light. This guy here that I like to have as part of my display. These are my tablecloths, which actually there's an extra one in here that I do not need. So let's not bother bringing it. That one I just threw. I will hang under my table if I have it up on risers, but I haven't been putting it on risers. That's only for outdoor events and the way I used to do my setup, but I have a much lower focus on my table when I'm doing outdoor events now that I have the plant stand and the spinny rack out front. So this time lapse you're seeing of my setup is from the market I did outside this past weekend. It was in a really pretty park, though uneven ground. Also, there were bees. The park manager said the one nest that he missed was the one right by my table. So that wasn't the most fun, but I didn't get stung. So could have been a lot worse. Then these poles are from the spinny rack. There's just room in here for it, so might as well. This has my backdrop. Actually, I also have some curtains in here, but I haven't been using those for my indoor setup. So that can also hang out over there. These are connectors for the grid cubes. The ones that are a little snapped and like worse for wear, I put in here, and I'll use those as the base pieces. But the ones that like I need to be more sturdy, I have are the not broken ones. And they just fit perfect in this little shopping basket thing that I got at the thrift store. And then these are my vinyl table signs. Normally, most of this is taken up with this stack and then another stack that's just as deep. Actually, let me grab it and show you. Those are just more than what I need. The couple that I have are to improvise with my setup if I sell out of something and need like a space filler. I have these dollar store pegboards on 6 of the grid cubes. They're just zip tied on, so it's not like they're permanently stuck this way. Because I haven't been doing my full bodega kiosk checkout stand table setup, I haven't needed the pegs because that is what the rotary spinner is for, is to replace the pegs that all of the mini bags were hanging on. It's just much easier to shop on that. So these are staying here. This pile of extra grid cubes is also staying here because this is very heavy. It's all metal. The flat black plastic ones weigh nothing. So having a ton of those, less of a problem. But this, not having to cart that around will be very, very helpful. So that actually gives me a bunch of room in this crate up top. I can definitely fit other stuff in here if I need to. So let's look in the earring case. Ooh, also, these are my new business cards. And I've been meaning to keep some in my purse so that when there's like a corkboard at a coffee shop, I can put them on there. But I don't have a ton of earrings right now. I really need to make more, if nothing else, Mothman. But also, I have a couple fan art pieces. This is the only thing I have fan art for. And I display them on a spinning jewelry display on these little hangers I made out of the shrink plastic as well. But I have like a little calcifer and some Howl earrings, which I think would be good for like a cosplay if someone is dressing up like Howl's Moving Castle. But I have some hardware in here. So I have key rings, I have safety pins in this little prototype bag I was noodling with, a bunch of pliers, I have backup jewelry findings. I have backup jewelry findings. These are all like bags for the jewelry once they have been purchased. If I run out of the little treat boxes I have for mystery bags, because I have little cardstock ones, I'm just going to wrap earrings in tissue paper and put them in these little drawstring bags. So I have a backup plan. And then the center bit has all my like plastic bags as I need them. So not really taking anything out of here. We can move on to the bag inventory storage. So this is my favorite one. It's the drawer system. These are all my keychain bags. I have low enough inventory I can separate it into single designs, and then anything that has duplicates I have on this side just to make it easier for setup. I can just grab all of this in a pile and get it on its display. Down here, these are all my dog bag holders. I found a multicolor pack of dog poop bags at probably the dollar store, so I just tried to make them coordinate a little bit. And I noticed these sell a lot better when I have the bag in there. A, I think people think, oh, I'm getting like an extra thing for free. And B, it makes it very clear what it is, whether it has signage or not. And then over here are all of my card wallets. So, got some raccoons. These are ones that snap on the front. They have little keyring hardware. And then there's 2 pockets in here. I think it'd be fun to make like proper wallets that are more involved than this. Kind of jumping off this design, but I really like it. And then yeah, if any have glow-in-the-dark fabric, I put a little tag on it just to say, in the hopes it'll be a little more enticing. And also like, just so people know. And then here are my very sad supply of dumpling pouches. I don't know why, but I felt the need to make a set of like little fish ones. Fish aren't really even my thing, but I did sell like a dark blue one over the weekend. But then as far as designs that like still excite me very much, I'm down to the bees, the ants, this pineapple bag, these strawberries, this like mandala, and then this really fun floral, which I do have a second of, but that's not even enough to fill the 10 rungs on a rack. So that's why I'm thinking like I can combine categories of mini bags on the spinning rack and have like 5 dumpling pouches on one side and 5 card wallets on the other if I need to. I really want to make more of these. These are my biggest seller. It's the thing I've sold the most units of. Which, oh man, I need to update the inventory sales tracker thing on my laptop. I think I have 2 events I haven't marked down yet. Anyway, this has a little thing that comes over. Then, probably my easiest pack out piece to wrangle is this just like storage tub. So I have all of my crossbody bags. I sold 2 at this last event, which was really exciting, but got a little strawberry mouse, some little like moon cats. There's some mushrooms. Thank you, Jeanette, for getting the other one. This is one of my favorite designs. Some trash pandas. These insane rainbow space cats. I haven't put any of these up as listings, but if any of these are jumping out at you and you would like them, please feel free to message me and I will set them aside. I just have not had it in me to do Etsy listings. I also have this bee one. And then one more of these like metallic, I don't know what to call this pattern. I call it the oil slick pattern in my like chart. Then I have a couple, meaning 3 of these sling bags. So trash pandas, a Howl's Moving Castle one that I hand quilted, and then this really fun like rainbow bird Tula pink fabric. Oh, right. I mean, I also have these. These are kind of backup inventory. I was testing out a pattern. I don't love it. Like, I don't want to make more of these. But they're zippered at the top. It was me trying a recess zipper for the first time. And I think they came out okay. It just isn't speaking to me in the way I had hoped this bag would. Actually, I think all 3 bag styles in this bin are free swoon patterns. These are the dolly pattern. These are the summer festival sling. And then the ones under that are like the Ramona hipster bag, I believe. Where most of the mini bags are just designs I've come up with from noodling around. So any that are a pattern I've created myself are up for free on my Patreon. You just gotta look for the tag pattern or free pattern. Bag pattern maybe. And because all the Patreon folks are super generous, they give everybody access to all of that because they decided whether it was behind a paywall or not for everybody. But we're here to share our knowledge. I'm already warm just from moving in and out of the mudroom that I've been keeping this stuff in. But I have to go get the heaviest of the bins. It's the one on the wheels. I think it's because of the hardware for the wheels and stuff that it is heavier. But also the one that has the most organizing to do in it. So let's grab it and get it over with. I'm overwhelmed because I don't even know like what I need to do in there, but me ignoring it is not going to make it better, and I'm just unnecessarily hauling a ton of stuff around. No, we don't need to do that to ourselves. We got her. It's not that far, the room that these were in, but I am winded. Let's dig around and take out all the unnecessary stuff, which I think there is plenty, which is good because I can compact the other transportation modules that I use to carry all the rest of my stuff. The more display pieces I can just stick in these bins, the better. So, get this open. We are going to be indoors, so don't need lights. These are little lint rollers. Good to have. I don't actually know what's in here. Oh, right. These are for the pegboards I mentioned, which I am not using currently. So these can stay here. And these are all the like sticky outy pegs for that same setup. That can stay. Oh, right. I have these like little shelves. Also part of that system. Here's just an unraveled roll of dog poop bags. I can actually just put this back with Bert's stuff because I did steal it from the basket I keep all of his supplies in. Oh, I've been looking for these. Okay, these don't need to be in here. I have a fanny pack I keep my writing utensils in. And this pen, it's a hyper fine tip pen. So I use these to write down the like designs on each bag because I can get real small with it. What else? Okay. These are, chains and S-hooks, which I don't use for my indoor setups. So this can also stay. I will need it for my next outdoor market though. So I'm going to keep that with my lights. It's a nighttime market, so I am going to need these. I think keeping these together will be smart. That's been my fear with taking all of this apart, is that if I take out things I don't need for like specific things, but sometimes need for others, then I'm going to forget to repack it. Let's see, got a bunch of extra binder clips. Just have a rogue zipper head in here. An old tag from Mystery Bags. I don't use that like color palette anymore. Tape is always good. I have a chopstick in here for turning out bags. I'm going to keep this in here. I have one singular zip tie. Oh, I got new zip ties. I need to pack that in here. I'm actually also going to put this in my fanny pack. I'm surprised it's not in there. That seems like the place I would reach for it. These are clips I don't use anymore. This is for outdoor. These are little fairy lights. Just a couple like individual strands. I will actually put that with my next outdoor setup. These are spare batteries, I believe. Yep. Got a bunch of extra batteries. I'm keeping these in here. These are also hooks I use for my outdoor setups and not my indoor ones. So I'm going to keep these here. Sometimes I use these little things for signage. I'll keep them in here just in case. Then the always necessary scissors and tape. And then I have clear sellotape and then like matte sellotape. Then what else? Here's all my signage. This is my sales sheet from the past 2 events. These here and the mystery items down here, that's all I sold at that Pop Comic Con thing. The blue ones are ones I sold at that outdoor market. So I'll give a better recap of that later once I'm entering this into my computer. But I printed out a bunch of those tracker sheets, so I have that ready to go. This is that clear plastic jewelry display, and this is the little spinning thing that goes on. So I'm keeping these together. These are extra business cards. Are you proud of me? Because I didn't print them myself. I had Staples do it. Then tissue paper and some like care instructions when people get bigger bags, / if they want anything gift wrapped. And then these are the bags I put together. I just ordered them off Amazon. Actually, I have a link to my Amazon storefront where I put a lot of these products actually. So if there's anything specific you're looking for and that's where I've gotten it from, you can find all of that like categorized by sewing notions and tools and then like event stuff. And then I think there's like shipping and packaging type things. So there's a couple different categories, but these are definitely in there. And then I just printed out QR codes and then my logo. Then I have D-cell batteries. These are only for my fan, which is not something I'm bringing around, and these are heavy. So I'm also going to leave this here, right? That's the only thing that takes these. Yeah, I'm just going to leave these here. Then I have a mirror for my jewelry setup. That is gonna keep coming with me. Just a bunch of random business cards down bottom. These are really good for holding up signs on my table. These are good just like random little cups to have. They're like sauce ramekins from Walmart, I think. They're just good to have, so I'm gonna keep those. Oh, these don't need to be in here. These should go anywhere else. But where else? This is backup inventory. These are all my patches that I've done lino block printing on. There's a whole bunch of different designs in here. I got some Mothmans, jackalopes, raccoons in a trash can, the Doerkoo murder otter cryptid, some Bert art, the bird from my Our Flag Means Death robe that I made for myself. I think I'm gonna put these with those really brightly colored apple bags, the Ramona hipster bags, because those are backup inventory, and that feels like where this should live. So I have a couple extra baskets because they pack down flat. These are dollar store ones. There are definitely nicer ones out in the world. I actually have some. I just don't. Oh, they're right here. They're literally right here. These. I'm going to swap these out. Actually, no, because I'm okay with these taking more of a beating. And I like using these in my office. For example, I have all of my 7-inch zippers in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put the cheap shitty ones in here. Then these are part of my jewelry stand. It needs a little extra height. These I've been using on the plant stand to help give some support to the, I want to call them dumpling bags, the crossbody bags. Helps them stand up nice and neat. And then I use one of these to hold up my bat sign, my little bat light. So these are staying in here. Then I have more fairy lights, which I am going to keep in here because these take up such little space. And then old bags I don't use anymore. I think I'll save these for my next market at the brewery because I have a bunch of stickers and stuff with this old logo and I don't want to just throw them out. So I feel like the beer logo is appropriate for brewery events. So I'm going to put that separate. These are just extra bags. I think because I've bought from other vendors and then I've just packed them down. I don't need those. And lastly, I have this pile of plastic bags that were going to get thrown out at an event I did. So they're just generic thank you bags. I keep these in the bottom just in case, like if it's raining at an outdoor market and people need them for whatever reason. Someone might need a plastic bag. If someone, this has happened at a convention, is walking around with arms full of stuff and like clearly just needs something to put their stuff in, I'll grab one of these. So I am going to keep this in here. I found a random screw. That's not alarming at all. And another zip tie. Perfect. So I'm going to repack what I have here. My camera's about to die because I forgot to charge it after I did that outdoor event time lapse. And then I'll meet you back here and we can resituate all of our stuff because I got way more display pieces that I would like to fit in with the rest of things here. So let's get to work on that, shall we? Okay, I had to plug the camera in because I kept forgetting to charge it. Here's all the other display stuff I need to situate. So this has my little like mystery boxes, these little guys, and just because I have the space right now, I'm gonna put these in one of the empty cubbies with my dumpling pouches. Because again, once I get to the point I'm using those sheer black bags instead of these, those are gonna be like less precious. Where these obviously like can't get crushed, so I can't like pack them in a lot of ways. Then I have this 2-tier baking tray. I'd like to keep it in here because it's like the perfect height to fit, and it's part of the same section of my setup as the pirate chest. Like that's where mystery stuff goes. So there's definitely room to fit other things in here, but I have my little bat business card holder. I've really been enjoying using this just as like a little extra decor, and obviously it being Halloween weekend, almost, it's been extra appropriate. So let's be smart about this. These are also part of my tabletop display, so I think these going in here is smart. Same with these. Then perhaps I can fit these guys in here. Yeah, I definitely can. I can even fit my mirror in there. And then I'll put these little stands in here. Excellent. All right, I'll just pack these elsewhere, but everything fits perfectly. I'm gonna close this guy up. This boy's ready. Next, we're gonna tackle this moving bag because I can definitely take a lot of this stuff out. I use these baskets for my dumpling pouches on my plant stand, but when I use my plant stand indoors, I put it on my tabletop, and I put my crossbody bags and my sling bags on the plant stand since I don't have the tent frame to hang those bags from, because I have dowels and chains that I hang the big bags off of on my tent, but obviously indoors that's not the case. Those all stay here. And then if I don't have my tent, I don't need all my tent walls. So these can also come out. Right, as I mentioned, I only use these platforms. They're like bed risers, but I put these under my table legs when I do outdoor events the way I used to set it up, but I didn't even use it this past weekend, so this was an annoying bulky thing to have. So all that's in here is the base of my spinning rack and the prongs, like the, I don't know what you call these, the spiders, the 10-prong spiders. Then I have a box of the hardware. Also, I'm realizing I might as well keep these in here. They take up such little space. There's no reason not to. These were in my milk crate. I feel good about that. So this is all I have left of mystery bags. These are the hats I packaged in my last video. I didn't sell any of these, but I sold out of all the totes. I still have some infinity scarves, but none that are packaged. So I might bring stuff to wrap those and do that at the event maybe? Is that silly? That might be silly. So this is the stuff I used to pack the mystery bags. I actually have some twine, ribbon, whatever I need to add into here if I'm going to be doing scarves. So let me set that aside. All of this is stuff I'm moving from this like giant beach bag, which is also where I've been harboring this display. Oh, this must be where that screw came from. Yeah. Yep. Right up here. I found the nut that goes around it as well because I was so thorough with my clean out that I even vacuumed the bottom. I'm not fucking around this time. First, I need a screwdriver. Actually, I keep a screwdriver with my other clear plastic display bit. This spinny jewelry thing. I mean, this nail polish rack is also for jewelry. And I notice I have better luck selling my mystery earrings when I have my like proper jewelry stuff out. Even if I don't sell any of that, it definitely always increases my sales of mystery earrings. If they have like some idea what they might be getting, or at least the style of earring. This is actually the second screw to come unloose from this display. So I'm just gonna go over everything, tighten it up a bit. Also, I'm glad I brought this in from the car because plastic like this gets really brittle when it's cold, and I would be upset if I cracked something. I guess it makes sense the top and bottom one would be the loosest because they get the most strain. So probably get jostled that little bit more every time it gets used. Also, while I'm doing this, I did order a new dry erase display thing, but if it works the way it's supposed to, it has a light coming from underneath, so it makes whatever you write on the board glow, and I think that would be really cool to have on my table. And you can just redraw, redecorate at every event. And because sometimes I kind of change my setup partway through an event, I will really enjoy being able to just change that without having to print out extra signage and have backups. I can just do it on the spot. I have had this in my big base cart before, but obviously it takes up a lot of space, right? I think with the way everything's organized right now, I'm going to have room to put that in the bottom. Oh, I definitely will. Oh, that's exciting. Because I'm also realizing with the extra room I added into the crate here, I have plenty of room to slide these, and they don't have to squanch all the way down because it's going to be on top. That doesn't have to sit flush. There's not really any adjusting I can do with the plant stand. Oh, here are my zip ties. But I do bungee cord it to the front of my pack out tower when the whole thing's assembled. Cuts down a trip as far as going back and forth to the car. Actually, while I have all this out, I need better storage for these binder clips. And this is a quality check failure for the batch of dumpling pouches I made for Ashley Morgan. They're so cute. We designed the fabric together. Meaning I sent her some images of the cryptids I like to draw, and then she did all the rest of the work. So I think it'll make me happy to see this guy in here. And now I don't need this box in here anymore. I do have a jewelry box right here. And I have a bunch more somewhere. I gotta think where I put them. I wonder if I pack some of these, and instead of wrapping the mystery earrings going forward in tissue paper, I can just put them in the boxes and put these in the little baggies, the like gauze bags. Might as well, right? I'm just trying to use these up. I have a bunch more. I don't want to use this color anymore. I tried to make like teal my thing, but I'm moving away from that. Yeah, I think I like that idea. Oh, I also have hardware in here from a stand I don't even bring with me. I don't want to throw this out, obviously, but I'll put this with some of my other backup display stuff. Ooh, okay. So, I'm going to put all my zip ties in with the tape and scissors and everything. Then these are all my like clips for my signage, and I'm mostly using paper clips at the moment, which is not paper clips, binder clips. I also have teeny tiny ones. I guess I have a lot more room cleared up in these guys on top. So I think I'll try to fit my business cards. Yep, that wasn't a problem. Actually, I'm going to put the mystery bags in here because I think I have like exactly the amount of space I need. One con to doing outdoor events is you're gonna get nature debris in your stuff. It's not a crisis, but it can be annoying. All right, I'm fine with that. Got all these guys right here. I have so few things to tuck in the bottom of my thing now. Oh, this is wonderful. Why didn't I do this sooner? This would have saved me so much time. And then I have this, which someone opened a mystery box at one of the events. And they gave me the box back. It's a little bit beat up, just a little bit, but especially because the bottom end is still in good shape, I think I can re-tape the sides for this and have this be like the inside layer. that goes in this. It's just a shirt box from the dollar store. They come in a 3-pack. Because I have one mystery scarf that never found a home. So that's right here. I think that would be a good use of materials. So I'm going to put this here. Oh, and then I have my couple of rogue zip ties. So I'm going to put these in the bag with the other zip ties. I think we're in really good shape. Like, this has gone better than I thought it would. Ah, this feels so good. Okay. Like I said, clearer head once I've organized some things. Oh, I can breathe. Oops, I almost forgot to put this display back in its box. These actually can probably fit up top in here in this milk crate. Oh, definitely. Which is also nice having all my like display pieces in compartments together, you know? I feel like I must be forgetting something, right? So this is like a decently heavy duty bag. And if I put it sideways, this treasure chest does fit in it. I tried carrying it around in like a home goods bag that someone just gave me a bunch of, those like oversized shopping bags. But because it's like papery, it ripped apart. I mean, I've been using those for years, but still, it absolutely shredded when I was walking with this. So I almost broke the box. But having this be easy to carry, this is the most cumbersome thing I have. That rules. Okay. We're in really, really good shape. I'm like surprised how much I was able to condense. Wouldn't you know it, when you get rid of superfluous items, you have more wiggle room for the stuff you need. The thing I need to figure out is how to pack the mystery bag stuff, because I don't want to spend time doing that here, because I have, let's see, it's 11:45, so I spent an hour and a half doing all of this, which is necessary. Tomorrow and events going forward are going to be so much easier. Like, this was very, very good to do. My head feels calmer. It's less full of bees. And I'd like to get dumpling pouches made. I have some, like, ready to assemble. So I do feel like I can get those done. But do I do tote bags? That's the decision I got to come up with. But if I bring stuff with me to wrap at the event, it'd give me something to do if it's slow. And all that stuff is really lightweight. Because here's the thing. I have wrapping paper tubes to carry. These are big honkin' boys, right? Oh. But they'll fit in here. But they'll fit in this moving bag that I have a lot of extra room in. Are you kidding me? Well, that's that problem solved. I just need to pack the mystery boxes. Let me go grab those. I don't actually know how many I have left. I feel like there's a pile somewhere that I'm forgetting about. I feel like I have like a whole crate full of them. Okay, it's been like 2 minutes. This is the rest of the wrapping paper I have. So I have these. I found the ribbon. And I found the crate. There were like 15. And I'm going to put these in here. And then remember when I was just like, man, I really feel like I'm forgetting something. My floating display. My like backdrop thing. I need that. That's been the thing I've been most excited about my display upgrade. I have it broken down into small enough sections that fit in here. I just don't use this for outdoor displays because I have my tent to hang the backdrop from. So another difference between the two. Another example just occurred to me when I was grabbing some of this, and I don't remember what that was. Oh, I also have tent weights, which fill up the entire floor of the passenger seat of my car. I have 2 sets. Because one set is $25 each, but that's not quite enough for a lot of markets. So I have a second set that's like, it said it holds 25, but I couldn't fit all of it in there. Like, they're sandbags, and I couldn't fit half of a 50-pound bag in each one. It's a little shy of that, so I call it 20. So I probably have like 40, 45 pounds per leg. And I've never had an issue with my tent going anywhere. There's that, and then I have the dowels that hang from my tent frame for me to hang the bags and the clothes and stuff from when I do clothes. I did it this past weekend, but I don't always, because I don't always have enough to like have a cool collection going. So I want to showcase my best, and if I don't have examples of my best, I don't want to showcase it. I have like a storage pod on top of my car, and those dowels, those poles, take up so little space in it that they're like out of the way. So I'm not going to worry about unpacking those. But I also have the bag of clothes in that up top, as well as my camp chair. I have like a raised director's chair height camp chair that my best friend got me last year, and game changer. My comfort levels, my ability to like do longer days is because of that chair. So thank you as always, Moss. Yeah. And as far as the use of the tent walls, speaking of tent specific things, it's just weather dependent, or like if there's some type of conflict between the setups I have with like me and the person on the other side, where thankfully, knock on whatever, ironing board, sure, I have yet to have a really intense like interpersonal conflict. But just if our displays need some kind of separation, I'll put a tent wall up. And then if the sun is like beating on me from behind, I put a tent wall up behind me. And then obviously if it's raining, I'll enclose like 3 sides. And yeah, I don't have a zip up tent wall. All 4 of them are just like full panels. And the only reason I have 4 is because if it's like torrential downpour, I just need to like protect everything and no one's shopping, then it seems worth putting the 4th one up just to have it. But also, I did a multi-day outdoor market, and it's to just cover it up, so no one stole anything from it, thankfully. I just like lowered the tent with the tent walls on, and I just left display things. I didn't leave any inventory. But yeah, really glad I went over to the table looking for the crate with the mystery scarf boxes. My floating display was like on my cutting table, which smart previous me put it in my own way so that there was no chance of me forgetting it. So very thankful for that. This little like extra mystery bag guy, there's so much room in my like big bag, like crossbody purse sling bag storage bin. I'm just going to toss it in there. And like the backup stuff is just, if I have nothing else to do, I can futz with it. Or if I'm running out of other things, like this can be a supplemental piece of inventory. Or like, I don't know. I'm not trying to go into tomorrow being down on myself. I have been disappointed with like every market this year. So with one exception. So part of me is like trying not to get my hopes up, but that's a bad attitude to go into the market with. Having a defeatist attitude about it and thinking like, oh, well, why should I bother stressing about making more bags for tomorrow? I'm not going to sell that much. I'm obviously not going to sell that much if I don't have the bags to sell. So that's setting myself up for failure. And I don't want to do that. But I also need to, like, be a person. So, anyway, let's see. It is noon. I just got a follow-up text from someone. I sewed some patches onto hats for 2 different breweries. One's the one I work for, Rockingham. And then the other one is just dear friends of mine in the same town called Daydreaming. And just the timing was really funny. Like, they texted me the same day being like, hey, I have hats for you to sew patches onto. So I actually did like over 50 hats yesterday. I thought I was going to have more time to do that because I also hosted a trivia game that I built. It wasn't a themed one, technically. It wasn't a themed one this time. Every month I do a themed trivia. Next month for November we're doing Adam Sandler because he has the Thanksgiving songs and he's from New Hampshire. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. And then December we're doing Christmas movies. But there was a fundraiser for this humanitarian trip to Rwanda that some folks are doing. And they were doing like raffles and selling some handmade goods where the proceeds were going to that. And they paid me to run the game for them. And I built it from scratch. I did do themes technically per round, but it wasn't like an overarching theme. Normally I do 2 question rounds and then 2 visual rounds, or if it's a music theme, I'll do 2 audio rounds, but there's usually 4 total. And if I need a tiebreaker, I always have backup questions to like do a sudden death kind of thing. So it was 4 question rounds last night. It just seemed the most interesting. Rwanda was the theme of the first round, then New Hampshire, then food, then Halloween. So it went really well. People seemed really excited about it. I had fun. I wasn't as anxious about this one for some reason. I think because I was too busy doing other stuff. Because what happened is I had to do all those hats before I went to host the game. I built the game the day before, so it was fine. That was all prepped. I did still have to print out answer sheets and sharpen all the pencils, but that's a pretty quick process. But I didn't have the middle of my day because I went to an allergy appointment to get assessed for some stuff. And I was there for hours, which I wasn't expecting. Like, I've gotten an allergy test before where they put a bunch of prick tests in your back, like racks of them in your back. And I've had 24 before, I believe. And you had to sit there for 20 minutes. I didn't even have to sit there for the full 20 minutes last time I did it because my skin reacted a little bit to everything. And they were like, this isn't going to give us conclusive answers on like specific things. You're basically just sensitive to all the things. So you have non-allergic rhinitis. Like, cool. My face is just irritated all the time with environmental allergies. But I got a more comprehensive prick test done yesterday. They tested some food stuff and then environmental things again. But my skin even reacted to the like non-control, because there's a control one they do that's histamine, and I felt like I had a giant bug bite on my back. But the non-control also did something, and I think it's saline or something, like should be a neutral, non-reactive injection site, and it was reacting. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. So they did some blood work in addition to that. But that was so much of my day yesterday. And so it was crunch time. That's probably why I wasn't anxious, is because I was under the gun to get a bunch of stuff done. So I didn't have time to stress out about the game and have that like performance anxiety build up. So anyway, I am almost out of time on this memory card. So I'm going to repack the rest of this stuff. I'm just about done. And then I'm going to put all this in my car. I will update if I get bags done later. Hopefully. I do need to eat, so I think I'm going to make myself do that next, and I have to update some stuff on my computer. So, thank you for hanging out, and I will check in once I have something to update you on. Thanks for hanging out. Wait, did you see my fancy new office chair? Isn't it bougie? My partner treated me to it, because it's making my body hurt less. So that's really nice, and my other chair was literally disintegrating, so I still have it. It's just in the office I use less. All right, off I go to do things and be productive. Bye. Okay, so it's just shy of 4 o'clock. I'm getting ready to leave for Boston. And I did some coffee ghosts, a galaxy one, little strawberry mouse, and some foxes, where these are the types of vibes I didn't have, is like cute little guys, other cute little guys, spacey stuff, and spooky stuff. I did get one tote made. I will bring it with me, but I think I'm going to make the call to not try to make any more, because I literally have like 15 minutes before I will be out of here, and I gotta walk Bert and stuff. But there's a little tag I added. I don't hate it. And some of my designs are like Halloween specific, but the rest of them are just kind of like spooky bitch stuff. So I think having a bunch of these made, like focusing on making these early next week, I think will be a really good plan for me to execute. I'm gonna actually check my calendar right now. yeah, so I will have time to event prep today, Monday, not today. I did the event prep I could get done today, but that window has closed. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I likely have D&D on Sunday, and then Wednesday is the market. But I don't have to leave my house until like 2, so I'll at least have the morning to do some more prep. So I can definitely restock some more mini bags in that interim. But all of these have labels inside. They're bias taped on the raw edges in there. 4 more, that's fine by me. I do them 12 each or 2 for $20, so that's another potential $40 that like I wouldn't have had available otherwise. So I'm gonna pack all of this up, and then because I'm going to a concert, I am gonna make sure I have all of the supplies I need. So I have like water bottles packed, electrolyte drink mixes packed for the ride down. We're going to get dinner down there, so I don't need to worry about other sustenance. And I'm going to make sure I have earplugs. And I actually think I'm going to let myself take one of my own card wallets and put like my license and a card and some cash in there. And I'll probably just keep that in my flip stick bag, which I haven't made like a cool purse for that. That is the plan. I'll probably just use the original bag as a pattern or even just add to it, but I'll also be able to fit my phone in there. So I think just having that as my bag, and if you haven't seen it, let me grab it. So this is the bag. Naturally, I want to make something pizza slice related because of the shape, but if you have any other suggestions, let me know. But this is my foldable cane that turns into a little seat. So you become your own tripod. And last time I had gone to a concert, I almost blacked out. Actually, the last concert I went to, I was hoping to have this by then, and I did not, which was okay. I actually felt just peachy at that. I don't know how, because it was after a 2-day event when I was doing the Granite State Comic Con. So, like, I don't know how I had it in me to do that. I was in pain. Like, I was hurting, but it was not a time where I felt like I was close to fainting. But the concert before that, I like had my head between my knees in the bathroom. So, because I thought I was going to pass out and throw up and like a variety of other things where thankfully I stayed conscious, but it was a very, very close call. So having this, I think, is going to be a huge help for when the syncope, pre-syncope, I guess, symptoms come on. Because that, now that I have a word for the thing I experience, I've been like gaslighting myself less about it, which has been nice. But anyways, I think I'm as ready as I'm going to be for tomorrow. I'm going to keep this on the charger and try to do a time lapse of me setting up and just share the difference between the outdoor and the indoor setup. This is also going to be a different table setup. I'm designing it differently than the Pop Comic Con one. So if you want to see like how I'm handling just like a normal indoor market versus that like convention type vibe. I think I will actually have a snack because I'm feeling a little peckish, and go take Bert for a nice long walk before we head out. I packed the car. Did I mention that? I packed the car. We're not taking my car to Boston, which I initially thought I was driving at least part of the way. So I need to make sure I grab my rings I like to wear when I'm in the city, just as like self-defense. I would probably hurt myself trying to defend myself in a like melee situation, but it's like a security blanket, I guess. So that, I have earplugs in my glove box. I'm going to grab a couple masks and also some sunglasses, and I should be good. All right, let's do the dang thing. Okay, hi, good morning. Normally I film this bit in the car, but my partner's leaf blowing and it's very loud outside. So I'm about to leave for the event. I'm like a minute or two, 3 minutes behind, but there's a window of time to unload, so I'll be fine. But the show last night was super fun. I am so glad I got that flip stick. I might make a seat cover for it because it's like sitting on an uncushioned bike seat, but there were 4 bands, and during the second one, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it through the whole show. And I was like, that's why I brought this thing though. I did use it. I like held it as if it was a cane to get into the venue because my worry was a bunch of like metal poles in a bag would keep me from getting in for like security or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm new to this. So if you have any advice for bringing stuff like that you don't need all the time into places like a concert venue, let me know. But my sister suggested like, just hold it like it's a cane. No one's going to question it. They actually offered me if I needed the elevator. I was like, I'll be okay. So I packed it back away when we were getting our tickets situated. But then after the second band, I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then I unfolded it and used it for the entire third band set until the very, very end. And then the crowd was getting rowdy. I was like, if I get knocked into, I don't have balance. Like, I'm not in control of where my own weight is. So like, I'm going to eat shit if I get this kicked out from under me. So I could feel myself not putting my weight on it at the start because I was nervous about someone else interfering with it and me getting hurt, but it was great. So I think as long as no one crashes into me and pushes me backwards, I'll be fine. Incredibly helpful. And then I had enough energy to like fully enjoy the final set. So I didn't need to use it for all that long, but standing for that many hours it takes a lot out of me. Plus we had walked around Boston beforehand. It was a whole to do, but I was able to like enjoy the parts I really wanted to and just take a bit of a break partway through. And like, what a game changer. I cannot express to you how many concerts I have spent just sitting in the bathroom. So incredible. I did, listen, it's the tiniest little nick on my hand, but I did get my hand cut ever so slightly because I tried to break up a brawl between 2 guys. Like a vicious fight started. My guess is that they were there for one of the openers. Listen, anybody can be at a punk show, but some of the openers, I was like, it takes a lot for me to not like a band, and I really didn't like one of them. I can't even remember their name. I want to blame it on someone else because generally at punk shows, things happen, but generally everybody in the crowd, like, you take care of each other. That's why I like it so much. But that wasn't the vibe, at least of these guys. Everybody else was fine. But I tried to intervene and break them up. My partner was just like... And, yeah, I think I just barely caught an edge of a fist. I think I got hit in the boob, but I'm not sure. Everything was happening very fast. But they stopped attacking each other. I didn't want to see someone get their skull crushed in. Like, that kind of violence makes me really nervous, and I was just acting on instinct, so like, I don't even fully remember what happened, but they eventually stopped, so we got to go back and enjoy the show. But I was pissed. Because that ruins so much for so many other people, not just the guy you're mad at. So mad. And I, like, let that out, because if they get to be angry at the top of their lungs, I also get to take up some space. But it was probably not the smartest move to make my bubble of space in between their bubbles of space. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I didn't even notice the cut till after. I like felt a little sting and was like, I don't know if someone's like keys hit me or something. I'm not sure. But venue actually turns into like a discotheque afterwards, which I kind of prefer. I used to get really annoyed about it because the bands have like a hard out. You can't like do any mingling after. They can't come out for an encore. But we were home by like 10:30, which is great. Great. I would love that every time. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm definitely running more than 3 minutes behind now. Everything's fine. I'll see you down there. Is my northeasterner showing? These are only for my fan. It's for my only fans. Also, wait, before you go. Ow. Jesus Christ.